Imagine paying for a wedding, top to bottom, only to wake up one morning to a text message from your own mother saying, "Please don't come. It's better this way." No explanation, no apology. Just raced. What my family didn't know was that their quiet little plan to cut me out of the drama-free wedding was about to ignite the biggest, messiest, most satisfying blowback of their lives. And all it took was one boundary, one I should have set years earlier. If you've ever been the responsible one, the fixer, the one everyone calls when they need help, but somehow the first one they forget when it's time to show gratitude, then hit that like button. Subscribe if you believe justice should come with receipts. Because today's story, this one is going to hit you right in the chest. My name is Valentina, and for most of my adult life, I was my family's unofficial accountant, planner, peacekeeper, and let's be honest, wallet. They didn't ask. I just stepped in, because that's what good daughters do, right? At least that's what I kept telling myself. For years I funded birthdays, surprise parties, home repairs, last-minute emergencies, and every special occasion my family could dream up. They'd fawn over how responsible I was, how I had everything together, how lucky they were to have someone who always came through. But here's the truth no one tells you about being the reliable one. The more you give, the less people feel they owe you. And the moment you hesitate, suddenly you're the problem. This story takes place last year, during the months leading up to my younger sister's wedding. Her name's Sophia, charming, bubbly, the favorite since childhood. Even if no one ever admitted it out loud, if I was the responsible one, she was the delicate one. She needs more support, my mother always said. Her life is harder, which is hilarious, because Sophia's life was basically a parade of people cleaning up after her. So when she announced she was getting married, guess who everyone assumed would shoulder the heavy lifting? Yes, me. Of course. At first I didn't mind. Weddings are stressful, and I had the means. Venue deposit? I paid it. Catering minimum? Covered. Florist reservation? Charged to my card. DJ, photographer, custom signage, last-minute decor rush order? Swipe, swipe, swipe. Each time my mom would squeeze my shoulders and say, "Valentina, you're such a blessing. You have no idea how much this means." But that gratitude never lasted longer than the next crisis. And I told myself it was fine, because family comes first, right? But I'd learned the hard way that in my family only counted when I was giving. The first sign something was wrong started small, little things. Group chats I wasn't included in, meetings I somehow didn't hear about, decor decisions that were made before we had a chance to ask you. Then came the gown fitting. I showed up early, mango smoothie in hand for Sophia, because she loved them, and walked into a boutique filled with laughter, champagne, and my mother taking pictures like she was capturing a royal coronation. But the laughter stopped the second I walked in. My mom blinked at me like she'd forgotten inviting me. Sophia looked annoyed. "Val, what are you doing here?" she asked. The room went silent. I felt heat crawl up my neck. My hands tightened around the smoothie. "What do you mean?" "You said the fitting was at 3. "Right," she said, glancing at the bridesmaids. "But we just wanted today to be drama-free." Drama-free. And there it was again, that phrase I was hearing more and more. I nodded, pretending it didn't sting. "Oh, well, I just thought..." "It's fine," she said, fake sweet. "You can sit if you want." I left the smoothie on a table and walked out before the tears could rise. The boundary that started everything. A week later, I brought up the issue gently, calmly, thoughtfully. Told my mother I felt excluded. Told her I just wanted to understand what was going on. She sighed dramatically. "Valentina, you always take things so personally. Sophia is the bride. Everything is about her right now. Stop making it about you." I wasn't angry, just tired. The kind of tired that sinks into your bones. That night I went home, sat at my kitchen island, stared at the mountain of receipts and invoices, and whispered to myself, maybe I don't need to be involved in everything. So I did something that was long overdue. I drew a boundary. I messaged my mom and sister. Going forward, I'll help with logistics, but I'm not paying for anything else. Just one sentence. No accusations, no anger, just a boundary. And oh, did that boundary ignite hell? The backlash. My phone blew up for 3 days straight. "You're abandoning your sister. Do you know how stressed we are? So you're just going to make me pay?" My mom texted. "You've already started helping. Why stop now?" Not one message asked if I was okay. Not one message said thank you for the thousands I had already spent. I didn't respond. Silence was my shield. Until the morning, everything shattered. The text message. I woke up groggy, reached for my phone, scanned notifications. Then I saw the message that changed everything. From my mother. "Valentina, after a lot of discussion, we feel it's best if you don't come to the wedding. Things have been tense and we want it to be drama-free. Hope you understand. Drama free. That damn phrase. I read it 3 times. 4. 5. At first I thought it was a joke. Then I realized it wasn't. My chest tightened. My ears rang. I couldn't breathe. Not only was I being cut out of the wedding, I was being cut out of the wedding I paid for. And in that moment, sitting on the edge of my bed, shaking, I felt something inside me snap. Not anger. Clarity. Cold, calm clarity. The turning point. I pulled out a folder I kept for emergencies. A folder with contracts, receipts, bank statements, every payment I had ever made for that wedding. I wasn't being petty. I was being precise. I read through the venue contract. Guess whose name was on the booking? Mine. Catering? Mine. Florist? Mine. DJ? Photographer? Custom signage? All booked under my accounts. I started making calls. One by one, I canceled every vendor. Politely. Professionally. Calmly. Hi, yes, I need to cancel the event under my name for June 14th. Yes, I'm aware the deposit is non-refundable. No, that's not an issue. Click. Next call. Then the next. Every cancellation felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. When I reached the venue, the coordinator recognized my voice. Is everything okay? Oh, everything's perfect, I said. Just no longer my event. Within 2 hours, I had cancelled the venue, withdrawn payment from the catering final installment, stopped the floral order, revoked photography rights, terminated the DJ contract, seized the signage. I didn't do it out of revenge. I did it because I finally realized that paying for a wedding I wasn't welcome out was the final chapter in a book. I'd been rewriting for years. The explosion. It didn't take long. My mom called first. Valentina, what did you do? I let her scream. Then I said, calm as ice. You told me not to come to the wedding, so it's not my event. I cancelled my contributions. You're ruining your sister's life. No, I said. I'm just no longer funding it. Click. Next, Sophia. She sobbed, screamed, called me jealous, manipulative, heartless. You're blowing everything up. No, I repeated. You removed me. I simply followed through. My silence made her unravel even more. You're doing this on purpose. Correct. A pause. Then a shriek so loud I had to pull the phone away. You're unbelievable. Click. The aftermath. The wedding did not happen that week. In fact, it almost didn't happen at all. With the venue gone, the catering gone, the decor gone, the photographer gone, they had nothing. Absolutely nothing. They scrambled, begged family members, held fundraisers disguised as bridal donations, asked friends for help, had a meltdown on Facebook that was so dramatic someone sent me screenshots. They held a backyard ceremony 2 months later. Plastic chairs, grocery store cake, a Bluetooth speaker instead of a DJ. People talked. Oh, did they talk? How do you lose an entire wedding? What happened to the venue? Didn't Valentina pay for everything? My mother avoided every question. Sophia claimed I had financial issues. Cute. The confrontation. 3 months later, I ran into my aunt at a grocery store. She hugged me tightly. Valentina, I'm so sorry. I blinked. No one in my family had apologized. Not once. She leaned in. Your mother told everyone that you offered to pay and then backed out at the last minute to sabotage the wedding. I felt my jaw lock. That night, I posted something on my social media, something simple, factual and devastating. Just to clarify, I paid for the original wedding in full and only cancelled my contracts after being told I was not welcome at the event. Happy to share receipts. I attached documents, blurred personal info, listed payments, highlighted the text from my mother. It took 3 hours for the family group chat to implode. My mother called. My sister called. Cousins, uncles, aunts. Some yelling, some shocked, some apologizing, but I didn't pick up a single call. Silence is a powerful teacher. The emotional release. For the first time in my life, I felt free, not triumphant, not vengeful. Free. Free from being the fixer. Free from being the wallet. Free from being the daughter who existed to make other people comfortable. I realized something profoundly simple. When people benefit from your lack of boundaries, they will see your boundaries as an attack. But that doesn't make you wrong. It makes you finally, unapologetically right. The new start. A few months later, I started therapy, cut contact with my mother, went low contact with Sophia, and I learned something beautiful. My worth doesn't come from fixing broken people. It comes from recognizing when I'm being broken myself. The day the family finally saw the receipts, literal proof of everything I'd funded and everything they'd erased, was the day the narrative flipped. Relatives they had manipulated finally saw the truth. People stopped coddling Sophia, stopped praising my mother, stopped calling me dramatic. For once, for the first time in decades, The family realized who had been holding everything together, and the ones who discarded me, they had to live with the wedding they deserved. Cheap, chaotic, and funded by their own lies. Sometimes the only way to reclaim your life is to let everything you've been holding up fall. And when it does, the people who were standing on your back will show their true colors, set boundaries, enforce them, and watch who gets angry. They're the ones who benefited from you having none. If this story hit you in the gut, tap that like button and tell me in the comments, have you ever been the responsible one who finally snapped? I want to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe for more deeply satisfying revenge stories where justice doesn't just happen, it lands hard.